Hey everyone, Batel here. Welcome back to my channel. A very important message here for you guys today, okay? Now, this is something I learned way back in the beginning of my journey. I understood exactly how the universe works, how the devil works, and what God is asking of you to be. Now, anything but the present moment is devil energy. What do I mean? Whenever you worry about a specific person or you're thinking about these negative outcomes, you're basically letting the devil know that that's how you feel about yourself. So he's going to keep showing you how you feel about yourself. Okay? This is just the natural laws of the universe and also the laws of the strongholds that the devil put inside you from childhood. Now, of course, it's not your fault. I want to share something with you guys that's really funny. I live in Riverdale, near Yonkers almost. And where I live, I'm surrounded by white, privileged mofos who have no personality and who are mostly narcissistic. They have this robotic sense of identity. They all speak alike. They all act the same. They all look the same. And none of them have empathy or, like I said, personality or a sense of really individuality. They're all the same. So I went to get coffee this morning in this town that I have to walk like 30 minutes to get to because it's away from where I live. And I went to sit at this park. And I saw this white woman. I suppose she was either the mom of the 2-year-old child or she was the grandma. I think she was the grandma. A young grandma. Anyway, I saw the kid, beautiful kid, blue eyes, blonde hair, just enjoying himself, living life in the present moment. And I looked to her because I smiled at him. And then when I saw her to just acknowledge her, this is what she did. She looked at me like she was physically and utterly disgusted by my smile, my behavior, and my presence. 5 minutes prior to that incident, there were 2 older women who were in their late 30s who were working out together. Mind you, they're also white, the same type of white kind of personality. And they were like boxing next to me and making noises and putting this obnoxious new music that's out on the radio. And they, as I was on my phone writing these things for you, I just made a post. They kept staring at me, like uncontrollably staring at me to gain some sort of like validation. And they were speaking extremely loudly since I got to the park. And the reason I'm making this video is because I want to not only remind you that narcissistic people, which is the devil, okay, they hate God. They hate empathy. They are literally repulsed, guys, by somebody's authenticity. They are repulsed by somebody's presence. They are repulsed by truth. So can you imagine that we are living in this world full of these types of people who are really not people? They are people with no empathy. So are they really people? Are they really human? Are they really human beings? Or are they the devil's minions who love to make money, who raise the exact same type of copy and pasted type of children, right? And I'm not just talking about these white people. There are all types of narcissists on planet Earth from different races, but they all possess the exact same quality. No empathy. They love to physically, facially, and energetically devalue empathic people. Also, when I was, and this video is gonna go very deep, so stay tuned, okay? This is gonna teach you something today, as it usually does, you know what I'm saying? When I was 9 years old, me and my older sister were going through some science homework with the sadistic father who's now in prison. Now, we were talking about science, and I was answering more questions than she was. She just had no clue, and I just kept, and she's 3 years older than me. Anyway, he acknowledged to me, you know, she was the golden child, so he basically was looking at her, and he punished her emotionally, letting her know that, you know, it's embarrassing that I, somebody who's 3 years younger than her, knows way more than her about science. And then we started talking about, somehow we started talking about, you know, good qualities of, I don't know how we got to that topic. And then he just, I remember so significantly and specifically that day, as if like I could still see it in my head, like right now. He was sitting on the couch and I was sitting on the floor, and he just like laughed, and he looked at me in this like sick way, and he goes, "Huh, you're gonna be religious one day." Like he was basically making fun of the fact that I had God's value. And I remember feeling so uncomfortable because I never wanted to be religion, because when he said religion, I thought about being the type of Jewish religion, like religious person. But as I grew older, I realized, oh my gosh, he was a sadist, and he was hating on my empathic traits, and he was making fun of it. He was making fun of God, you guys. And that's the devil. So I want to tell you, this title today is anything that's not presence, anything but presence, is devil energy. Let me remind you guys that if you are on this path to awakening, to self-healing, then you are on a path to literally detaching from the matrix. Sure, we're going to be in the matrix, but you are detached from it. You are detached from the devil's energy. You are detached from the falsehood of the devil. As I just mentioned, he creates the exact same type of minions, same personalities. They all chase after money. They all chase after materialistic things. They all, even those girls at the park who was like working out or boxing or whatever, I can sense this energy of devaluation from them. And it's like I'm just sitting there having a cup of coffee, reading some stuff on my phone, and they can't handle that. They energetically want to inflict to you that you are nothing, that you're beneath them. It was this feeling of you're beneath us because you're not white, or because you're not behaving like us, or you're not validating our bullshit. Now, as the true self, you are there as the observer, you guys, observing the false self. You are observing the false self. You understand what that means? These people, they are attached to the meat suit. The meat suit represents who they are. The true self is the soul in human form, which is God. We are not attached to materialistic things. We are not attached to devaluing people's identity based off of their looks, or how much money they have in the bank, or what kind of country they came from. Everywhere I go, I make a note in my mind that I'm one with everyone. And when I say I'm one with everyone, I mean I'm energetically in this physical plane as a human flesh. Of course, however, there are going to be the negative polarity. What makes us one is energy. But I don't consider myself one with these people because they don't have God. They are the opposite of God. They are the devil's children. I am not one with them. And because of that, gray rock, ignore, dismiss, do not validate their energy. Now, when I say anything but presence is devil's energy, I just made a note on my community tab. Whenever you respond to a negative, toxic person, a narcissist, whenever you think about them, whenever you want to fight back with them, whenever you want to explain yourself to them, whenever you are physically giving them a reflection, the narcissist wants to embark all the most awful parts of you, which is not actually parts of you at all. They're so negative that they throw their negativity onto you, and you react to it because it's so disgusting. So now they go, ha ha ha, look, you're just like me. You're a loser too. You see, you're not special. You don't love yourself. You don't value yourself. Why the fuck are you talking to me? Why are you even looking at me? Why do you even feel bad? Or why do you even care about what I think about you or what I'm saying about you? Clearly, you're a loser just like me. That's why you're behaving like this. Look, I got you to behave like me, so that means that you're like me too, devil says. Devil, imagine this, please, that every single false self out there is a walking devil. Now, the devil is weak. He's a coward. He just follows people around to instill some bullshit inside them so he can, exist. It's so simple. Now, the true self, you guys, does not need external validation. It's a soul. Imagine a white soul walking next to the devil. Are you really going to look at the devil and be like, hey, devil, validate me. Hey. Or are you going to keep being present and live your life? Because clearly, if you can really look at the devil and take the meat suit off, he's a very ugly person. He's not even a person. He's this entity. Ugly, like a homeless crackhead. Imagine the devil looking like that. A homeless crackhead that wants your attention, an angel's attention. Is an angel going to turn around and be like, fuck you, narcissist. Fuck you, devil. What the fuck, devil? Let me yell and scream and prove myself to you, or let me argue back with you or get angry at you? No, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this crackhead wants my attention? This crackhead wants my divinity to stare back at them and waste my godly time on this garbage? That look that older woman gave to me today, it was so funny. I was laughing. Of course, not out loud. But as soon as she kept walking away, and you know how she was playing with the kid? No empathy, no emotions. He was doing his thing. She's like, yeah, good. Yeah, that's right. That's how they are. Yeah, the kid is here. And she's looking over there. Yeah. And that's how they raise more narcissists. Yeah. I'm superior because I'm older. Look at me. I was laughing, as I said, because when I saw that face, I thought, wow, these people just hate the light. They can't stand it. It physically repulses them. And it's so funny. You should have seen her face. And I've seen that face 1 billion times in my life from many types of narcissistic people. So again, anything but presence. Let me explain this. Your mind creates literally your reality. So if you keep fearing negative people and narcissistic people, You're basically fueling them to still be part of your life. And they will be. Because you're fueling it. You're giving that energy. You're saying, this is what I don't like. This is what freaks me out. These people annoy me. These people always devalue me. And I'm so annoyed by it. I'm so angry of it. I can't stop thinking about it. What you're doing is you're fueling that. You're fueling that into your reality. Now, of course, even if you don't fuel it, like myself, I still do see it, but I don't fuel it. I don't sit there and dwell on it. Why? I focus on the present moment. I am the observer. You are the observer. You guys. These people are not the observers. These people don't observe shit. They can't even hide their facial expressions, you guys. That's how weak they are. And the fact that they have to do this to people all the time. I mean, come on. Come on. Is that really somebody who's present? Is that somebody who loves life? Is that somebody who loves themselves? Is that somebody who sees everybody as one? Is that somebody who has any empathy? Is that somebody who's godly? Don't think so. Again, look at the simplicity of this. There's the true self and there's the false self. The false self is the matrix. The false self is people who are the false selves. They don't know that they're soul in human form. They don't have any values or morals or empathy or love. They just focus on money and devaluing people and being the top. And they think, yeah, no, that's the devil right there. They are his little kids. That's why they love the 3D so much. They are obsessed with the 3D. Plastic surgeries, right? Deceiving people, right? Trying to put people down, right? But the true self is out of the 3D. You are there as the conscious observer. You're like, oh wow, all this is an illusion. I'm a soul in human form. I'm presence. I am love. I am authenticity. I am the creator. I am. I am. I am the creator. What does that mean? You are in the present moment creating what you want to experience. When you're living in your mind, you're still creating what you want to experience, and that's negative. So if you can create negative, what makes you think you can't create positive? Now, when you detach from all the 3D crap, and what do I mean by detach from 3D crap? Anybody who doesn't fucking know that they're soul in human form and who can't be in the present moment is the 3D crap. All the lawyers, all the police officers, all the kids that come out of college. This is the 3D, you guys. This is the 3D, the matrix. Everybody is, again, a program, a set construct. A set construct. You are free. You are the observer of the construct. You're not attached to it. You see it. And you're like, oh yeah, whatever. That's not my life. I don't need their validation either because they are so programmed to be a certain type of way. I don't need their validation. I am soul. I'm one with God. This is temporary over here. Over here is temporary. Now, what do I say? Guys, whenever you find yourself obsessively thinking about a negative, toxic person, you're fueling it. You're fueling it. You're basically saying this is still part of my life. And I'm going to continue seeing it because you're fueling it. When you stop fueling it, when you remember, the devil wants me to constantly think about him. Not be present. Fuel the false self. Fuel, you guys. Him. In every form. When you're worrying about something, when you're whatever, you're still fueling the false self, you guys. The devil always wants you to feel less than, just like everyone else. The programs, These people who project their ugliness onto you, they feel less about themselves. And that's why they have to project it onto you. What kind of grown-ass woman stares at another lady like that? What is this behavior? Is that a divine feminine woman? Or is that a false self who just can't stand, right, somebody's joy or authenticity or love? You guys got to really see what I'm saying. Everybody who is in the matrix is a dark shadow for the devil. Now, when you get out of the matrix, you are the light. You came out of the devil's grips. You came out of repeating cycles. You came out of worry and fear and people pleasing and explaining. You are out. You are soul, one with God. You do not need any external validation. God already validates you. Don't fall back, you guys, into the matrix by going to bars, by hanging out with false selves, by proving yourself to false selves, by arguing. A lot of times, you guys, on my comment section, people with neighbors, narcissistic neighbors, you guys, the only reason that they still bother you is because you're constantly thinking and energizing them on a daily basis. You stop giving them fuel. You stop giving them thought. You let them do whatever the fuck they want as long as they're not touching your house. See, that's different. Let's talk about that. If you get out of the house, and mind you, you guys, I'm surrounded by narcissists. Surrounded. When I get out of the house, I don't care about what they're going to do. If they're going to do it, let them do it. This is their world, the 3D. Don't expect anything less from these people. When you react to what they're doing, now you're giving them a reflection. Now you're telling the devil that what he's doing is bothering you. Now you're telling him that what he's doing is so important that you have to stop living for him. You have to be stronger than that. Observe. See these human flesh meat suits as demons. They have no empathy, you guys. They have no empathy. What do you think they are? They are the devil's children. Again, there's duality on planet Earth. It's always going to be like that. You have to get the F up and see this for what it is. A spiritual war. Take the meat suits off. What are you looking at? An ugly entity that wants your divine attention. Now, because it's a false self, because you know false selves can't exist unless you energetically give them that power, it's that simple. Whenever you think about them, you're fueling their existence. Do they really exist? No, they don't. It's a false self. Understand that a false self cannot exist without your energy. They need energy to exist. They don't generate their own energy. They don't have any empathy or love or self anything. They need external validation to exist. So every time the devil is making all types of sounds and noises and trying to get your attention, it's just be like, wow, yo, look, the devil wants me to validate his existence so he can abuse me. When I don't validate his existence, he can't do anything to me. It's up to me to validate this. It's up to me to react to this. It's up to me to be upset over this. It's me. As a divine creature, you are present, you guys. You don't care about external people or what they're doing. And that's how they flee, because you just don't care. You are the true self, soul. I'm here and now. What is that? What is that? If I'm the creator, let me create the present moment exactly how I want to see it, without doubt. Doubt and fear has been inflicted by you since childhood, when you were weak, when you were innocent, when you were, you couldn't defend yourself, but you're an adult now. You have the knowledge. The devil is such a loser. See, for example, if I reacted to these girls, they would have gotten fuel from me, basically letting them know that the way that they projected onto me, that now I'm gonna feel like that. No, I was laughing about it. It was funny. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. There's nothing to be upset about. It's funny. What the devil does to get external validation. It's funny. So yeah, back to the neighbors. When you get out the house and they do crazy shit, you have to stand there, you guys. Stop fearing. You have to stand there. The problem with what's going on in your life is fear. Fear. You're afraid. Of course, the narcissist is going to inflict and gaslight and project. And that's what they do, you guys. They're not like for real. I think the problem with people is that they always want the narcissist to be something that they're not. That's not going to happen. Don't you see how the devil is focusing on you so much? He wants something from you. Are you going to keep giving it to them? You have to stand in your power. You have to get out your house and stand by your steps and allow them to go nuts. Let it happen and stand there like this, chilling. Watch the show. Enjoy it. Oh, look, I'm getting so much attention from these demons, man. They got nothing better going on in their life, so they're focusing on me. How about that? Wonderful. I'm creating the present moment. Oh, look, there's a bunch of crap happening in front. Okay, cool. I'm still creating. All right, but sit. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Let them yell. Let them scream. Let them say. Let them say, you guys. Let them say. They're projecting. They're projecting. Everything that comes out of their mouth is bullshit. They just want a reaction. It's that simple. Now, when you don't react and you sit there and you watch the sky and you're chilling, they're gonna be like, oh, look at this stupid bitch, right? They're gonna say crazy things. They're gonna, oh my gosh, look, they think they're all that. They're trying to get an emotional reaction in the flesh. You got to be the observer of the situation. You guys are the present moment. This is the present moment. This is the present moment. Oh, look, wow, look at what I'm experiencing here in the 3D today. Guys, the more you stand in your power without fear, because you're a soul in human form. Just imagine for a second. Soul in human form, no fear. I'm being present. I'm one with God. I'm not going to respond to the devil. What the hell? They'll get mad. After a little while, they'll go back into the house. Another day comes. Same thing, but a little less. They're probably going to come out and make faces. Oh my God. Why didn't they react? Oh my God. And you're cool, you're chilling, you're walking. Creating the present moment. What does that mean? You have to envision the present moment as you want to see it. What do I want to see? I want to see myself walking and relaxing, and I'm also going to mentally project what I want to see on them, and you can do that. What do? I'm going to walk, and these motherfuckers are going to go back home right now. And you tell yourself that in your mind. And you stamp it. You're creating. You are the creator when you're in the present moment. You stamp it. I promise you, when you do this without fear, they're going to go back home. Or they're just going to silence their mouth. You have to be so good at creating the present moment. You literally create the present moment. Now, the more you don't need external validation, and you keep walking, all of a sudden, I swear to God, you don't even care what people say or think about you because you're creating your reality. And you will really see yourself detaching from the matrix. You are the observer of it. You are the observer of the false self. This is all the false self, you guys. Why do you think I call this a spiritual awakening? Because you've awakened to the reality of who you're not. That this is all an illusion. All of it. All of it. Even your flesh. Because we are soul in human form. These people, however, they are attached to the flesh. Want to get a grave. Scared of getting old. Scared of death. They believe that that's who they are. One time I asked a narcissist that I told you I worked with narcissists last year at this office, and I asked the boss who fired me later on because I put him down. I shut him down. Anyway, the last day I worked there, I was like, how old are you? And he goes like this. Imagine my leg being up on my leg. He goes, 57. Like he was so proud. It was this arrogance, like, yeah, I'm 57. Not 57, like regular, whatever, 57, whatever. They attach themselves to the physical meat suit. And the meat suit, pay attention, is all they have because they don't have any empathy and they don't have love. All they have is arrogance and an ego and an inflated, false, egoic, 3D-based sense of self. Where I went to school, what I did, how much money I got, where am I today? God forbid they lose everything. What do you think is going to happen? Self-destruction. No more identity. Guys, I was homeless when I was 16 years old. Narcissistic people can't be homeless. It's an abomination. So let's go back to this. I keep telling you guys, listen to your mind. See what you're saying to yourself in your head. Who are you fueling? The false self. You're thinking about an external person? Now you're living in the flesh again. You're not valuing yourself as the soul in human form who's in the present moment. And I get it, you guys. Living in the matrix, oh boy. It's so hard because you're so used to, being around people and seeing them as, yeah, but once you're on this journey, you guys, everything just starts to fall right off. And if you try to fight it, oh man, it's gonna come back and haunt you differently. Let me tell you a story. Last year when I lived in that really ratchet apartment in the Bronx, I told you there was this crazy psychopath on the 5th floor who was threatening my life. Okay? I tried to get her out of the building because I worked for the company. And I wanted to get her out of the building because she forced her, I think it was her daughter, to stab her son, or it was the opposite or something like that. And one time she came out of her balcony and she was, she's a psychopath, you guys. She was a legit demonic psychopath. I legit even had photos. I deleted them when I moved here because I didn't need the evidence anymore. But I literally had photos from the cameras of her demonic face watching me when I was going home. And it was pure demonic face. No human can make that face. Anyway, She threw everything in her house outside of the 5th floor balcony downstairs. She almost killed some guy who was driving past the building, and the whole TV landed in front of his car and broke the glass. He could have died. He could have had a whole faceplant of glass, okay? Now, she got arrested, and of course, the system bailed her out the very next day, because the system loves their own people. Narcissists, come on! The whole 3D is a false self. It is constructed for the devil. Okay? Now, I was leaving the building, and I see her sitting on the stoop, and she was fake giving me a mask, asking me to open the door for her. They kicked her out of the building. She didn't even have the key. Anyway, she asked me if she could get in the building, and I asked her to wait a second. Let me call the manager and see if I could let you into the building. Anyway, she did not listen. She started barking and yelling and going nuts at me, as you know, blaming me, calling me the devil. Calling me the devil. I could still remember that day. Telling me that I'm a bad person, that I'm the devil, and I'm all types of stuff, and, you know, she's gonna fuck me up, and she's gonna do all these things. And, you know, when I'm talking about this, I remember her energy was so disgusting that even talking about it, I'm getting a little lightheaded, because I just recall how horrible her aura was. I stood next to her, and I wasn't letting her in the building. Anyway, after a little while, I guess she got like some balls or something. You know, some other guy came out of the building, and because I let him out, she felt this, oh, now, you know, I can, you know, she basically pushed the door and just like ran into the building. And she went upstairs to get something, and then she came back down, and her and her sister were like calling me all types of the ugliest names on planet of Earth. Anyway, because the system is so corrupt and they've been enabling toxicity, also I want to tell you that I had a psychopath running up and down the stairs with a knife, threatening to kill people. Yeah, I lived in that building last year, okay? It's funny. There's so much demonic activity happening. Yeah, so she ends up staying in the building, and now she basically tried to one-up me, making it seem like, you see, you didn't get to put me in prison. It didn't matter what I did. It didn't matter who I hurt. It didn't matter how much destructive behavior or what I broke here or what I did. I'm still here. So every single day that she saw me, she made it a point to chase after me, make insane faces to me. One time I came home and I was staring at the moon, and she was by the stoop, you guys, and she was making all types of insane noises and sounds, and she was like moving in this like creepy, you know, kind of like The Ring kind of like, oh my gosh, she's possessed. And she kept trying to make all types of noises to get my attention. And you know what I did? I still stood at the moon, and I stared at the moon, and I just said, that's a demon. After like 2 seconds or 3 seconds after I said that, she got tired and she went right back to the building. They will do these things, you guys, to get your attention. They will make these insane sounds and voices and even threaten you. You know how many times she threatened to put her hands on me? I think the last month I lived there, I was going downstairs and I was opening the door. Like she was coming into the building. She had a key. I guess the manager gave her a new key. And she saw me. And instead of just coming in and letting me out, she was like, oh, look, it's her. So she was pretending like she couldn't open the door. She was pretending. She was taking her time, or she was just there so I could like be stuck and not get outside. You know what I did? To be honest with you, my entire body started shaking because it took so much out of me not to put my hands on her. Like I was getting to a really like hit with this entity. I was like, you know, this entity is playing games on the wrong person. And just because I'm awakened, it does not mean that I forgot where I came from. I know. Anyway, I opened the door because she was like holding on to it on the other side. I opened the door and I pulled it so hard that her whole body was dragged right into the building with the door. Okay, I also want to mention that she is black. And she was way taller than me and definitely more more muscular than me. Okay? And I just pulled that door so hard that, and for anybody who's getting offended by what I'm saying, you know what? It's not my fault. This actually happened. Okay? I'm tired of people getting offended over, you know, people's skin color. We're still talking about flesh. It doesn't matter what color people are. Anyway, I open the door and she just swings into the building, and I could see in her aura that she felt a loss of control. She felt like she was weak, like she was just violated, like she wasn't a tough whatever person anymore. So because she felt that way, she like gazed right at me here, and then she started threatening to hit me and beat me up the next time she sees me. You know, she's like, I'm gonna fuck you up the next time I see you. And it didn't matter, you guys. She kept threatening and threatening and threatening and threatening, but she never did anything. Why didn't she ever do anything? Because in my mind, I said, that shit is not happening to me. That's not my reality. This person's not going to touch my body. You have to create your reality. You have to tell yourself what's going to happen to you. You don't give somebody power over your flesh. You don't give somebody power over your mind. You are the creator. You. No matter how much they're trying to scare you, you are in charge of what happens to you. And that is the biggest, illusion of the devil. That fear makes you obsessively think about what they will do instead of saying they are not going to do. Do you understand that you are the author of the story? They will instill all types of demonic thoughts in your head so you can really worry. Even the malignant narcissist across the street 4 or 5 months ago, threatening my life. Telling me I remember your face. Bro, you live right across the street. How could you not remember my face? Now every time I get to this neighborhood, a lot of times when I come home, he makes it a point to come right out of his balcony and smoke a blunt and cough really loud. He always coughs so loud. He hasn't done that since, he'll do it in and out. He's still trying to get a reaction from me, you guys. He's a malignant narcissist. They get obsessive. And I have this eerie, disgusting feeling that he's sexually attracted to me, which makes me feel so disgusting. But I'm not, let me also share this with you guys. You guys need to understand how to mentally work on this path. Okay? He always makes it a point to cough super loud every time he smokes a blunt on his balcony, trying to get a reaction, trying to get me to look at him. I don't. I hear, oh, look, it's a false self. What does that mean? A freaking man is smoking a blunt, coughing his ass off. Is that a true self? No. That's a destructive, insecure person. He's in his 40s with children. You think I'm going to respond or look at this thing? You think I am going to waste my life looking at this thing and giving this thing my attention. Now, he also does this thing where he pretends to be really nice to his kids every time he sees me. And he makes sure to be really loud about it so the whole neighborhood can hear. And it's all fake. He actually sent his daughter. I was out there the other day chilling. He sent his older daughter to go to the car and get something from the car. And she kept looking at me. Now, my intuition told me that he sent her out there to watch what I'm doing and how I'm behaving. Because that's what they do. And I have no doubt about that because I grew up with narcissists. I know exactly how they think and what they do and what they make their kids do. You have to observe the false behavior, not react to it. Since you are part of the 3D, you're going to see false behavior all the time. What is the false behavior? If somebody can't be present and love themselves, look, guys, any single thing that is not presence is a false self. That's it. It's that simple. It's that simple. Nobody's a true self, you guys, because nobody's been taught how to be their true self. They were just born down here to be the demonic slaves of the narcissistic matrix. Okay? A spiritual awakening is getting the fuck out of the illusion and realizing who you are. Not in the flesh. That's the biggest, let me explain. A lot of people, they get really offended by what narcissistic people do because they take offense in the flesh. You take offense in the flesh, you'll always be their victim. You're not your flesh. And you don't even have a gender. You are a soul, energy. That's what you are. You are energy. So what? They come out, they call you names, they say something to you? Who cares? You're talking about my flesh. And okay, you may not like my flesh. That's your problem. Narcissistic people will do all types of things. Guys, even the other next door neighbors who sent me a letter that I spoke to you guys about, you know how loud these people are when every time they get out of the house, they have to be so loud, tell the entire neighborhood where they're going and what they're about to do. They always slam their car doors like so obnoxiously loud. They always need attention from the external world because they're so insecure. Are you really gonna keep reacting to their behavior? The true self is presence, you guys. The true self focuses here, right here. I get out the house, for example, I get out the house. This is I'm speaking in your voice. I get out the house. I calmly close the door. I enjoy the steps I'm taking down. I'm enjoying the breath that I'm taking in. I don't pay attention to anybody around me because I am. I'm going to enjoy my walk. I don't care who's negative, who's around. I don't care. I'm not focusing on. I don't care. They don't exist. They don't exist. When I don't think about them or fuel them, they don't exist because I'm present. When you're present, there is no thought. There's no fueling, external nothing. There's no more fuel. You're free. It all starts with you, you guys. No matter what goes on out there. When you are present, you're no longer fueling the false self in any form. How the heck do you think the devil's going to fuck with you then? No, he has no fuel to do so. That's why I keep encouraging you guys to be present. And stop focusing on this external shit. If you still have to go to work, still be present. Watch the show. Watch the show. Watch The Illusion. It's insane. Don't sit there and try to get the external people's value. You're not going to, you guys. Everybody's living in the flesh. And everybody has these voices in their head. You create your reality when you no longer identify with those voices and you break free from the shackles, you guys, of the devil. Let me tell you guys something, and maybe you don't want to hear this, but the devil is actually your best friend. To me, I laugh it off like he's my homeboy. Every time he tries to come into my head, I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro. I laugh about it now. Because he's always trying to see where your weak spots are at, what you're going to give him, how you feel about yourself. He's going to say, hey, let me get these girls to sit in front of you and, wrestle and constantly check you out and try to get your validation and get you mad. Are you going to get mad? Are you that weak in the flesh that you're going to allow yourself to get mad? Or are you just going to be present and watch the show that I'm creating here in the present moment? I got these puppets over here for me, constantly looking for validation. Are you going to watch and just be like, oh, look, the devil's doing his job on other people and just let it be? Or are you going to react in the flesh? Are you going to react to every goddamn thing that goes on around you because you're that weak in the flesh? Because you feel so low about yourself that you feel the need that you have to react all the time? That you feel like it's your responsibility to take care of everyone's garbage? Or are you just going to allow me to do my job because you already came out of the matrix, so stay in your lane and don't get involved? After that, the devil is your best friend. He's not your enemy anymore. You know the games that he plays, so you just laugh it off and you keep being present. I encourage you to be present and stop fueling external everything. It's the 3D, you guys. Everything is an illusion. You have to really see yourself as the soul. Don't be so attached to the flesh. When you're attached to the flesh, you're attached to the ego. You're attached to the entity. And you'll keep suffering. This is the test, you guys. This is it. Are you going to remember that you're a soul in human form so you can be free and detached from all the illusions and be yourself? Or are you going to attach yourself to the physical form, the illusion of the matrix, the 3D, and keep believing that that's all you are and just attach yourself to everybody's opinions and programs and belief systems because you just so badly want to be attached to planet Earth? It's like that. Guys, when you create your reality, you also create the money, the income, what you eat, where you want to go, how you want to speak to people. You are the creator. And everybody's going to be either giving you ugly stares or be completely intrigued and fascinated by you. Because they're living in the 3D. You can't care about their opinions. They don't even know who they are. How could you react or be upset at their behavior when they don't even know who they are? When I say they don't know who they are, it's because they don't remember their divine light that God has given them all to exist here and enjoy. They were all conditioned, you guys, to be part of the matrix, so they forgot God. They forgot the source, the creator. And that's why they have no power. They have no power. They identify with the flesh. They identified with society. They identify with devaluing people because they're so weak in the flesh. They can't be present to just enjoy their life and enjoy the people that's showing them love and peace. No, they'll go against it. It's a problem. I have to be superior. You are a problem. I have to look tough. I have to be, And guys, again, they're not acting. It's who they are. No empathy. They're gone. People like that are not going to awaken or be or survive. They're not going to get out of this. Everybody who is like that, accept it, you guys. Accept it. Remember the duality. Okay? There are some people like myself and yourself who are going to remember who we are. But most of these people are in the flesh, in the 3D, and you gotta be cool with that. Guys, the true self is always calm and is always present. The observer of the illusion. So every time I go outside and I see quote unquote people, I don't see people. I just see the matrix ruminating around. And I'm just the soul who's just seeing it. Just, oh wow, okay. I'm witnessing this. It's like you shot down here and you're just witnessing it like an experience. And because you're so present, everything's possible because everybody else is asleep. And you're not attached to the matrix, so you're like maneuvering around everyone, doing everything, getting everything that you want and need and desire or whatever it is. And poof, you just go back home like nothing. No attachments. You guys got to understand how powerful it is to be your true self. You are out of the matrix, you guys. Out. You don't identify with any of this shit anymore. That's why I'm saying the human meat suits in the flesh, they're weak because they identify with all of it. The cars, the money, the clothes, the looks. They are weak in the flesh, you guys. So weak that they lost their empathy. It's all about materialistic things now. It's all superficial. The devil is superficial. Who are you? I'll see you guys in the next mental health series.